Dr. Cameron, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What a pleasure. I'm a huge fan of House.
Thank you.
Great to get some time with you. So House, 6th season, you hit the benchmark last February of the 100th episode. So
yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
I think it's crazy. You know, we go and do a pilot one day, and you're just excited to have a job and that you're going to pay the bills for the next couple months, and then the show goes and goes and goes, which is, you know, I don't know. I think we're all kind of always pinching ourselves and sort of not sure what's going on.
You know, for years the knock was that there was very little character development on some of these big procedural cop
right,
shows.
Yeah.
House really, you know, came out with incredible writing and incredible characters.
Yeah, I think that David Shore, the creator of the show, and also Katie Jacobs, have done an amazing job of making sure that there was the combination of the procedural element and the character development. And, you know, that's really, I think, set it apart from some of the other procedural shows. But I've always said House is like a really good crossword puzzle, I think. I think that's why people like it, because the same satisfaction that you feel when you finish a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku puzzle or something, like, I solved the puzzle. The show is like that, because even if the patient passes away, we still always solve the puzzle.
Right.
So it kind of gives the audience that satisfaction of going on that journey with us and solving that puzzle. And then at the same time getting to connect to those characters and how they're changing and growing.
I've worked with you long enough to know you're reasonable. You can usually admit when you're wrong. But there's some deep part of you that when you find you're wrong about the most important decisions you've made, you get insecure and you just retrench. If you want to mess up your relationship, that's your right, but you mess this up, our patient dies.
For season 6, we know that Dr. House has really, literally lost his mind. That's one of the great things about his character. I think why people love him is that he's just such a villain hero, and he's just so real and has his own demons. We can all relate to that. But so much so it drove him to the cuckoo house at the end of last season.
Yeah.
How will he get back to the hospital, back to his practice, and back to interacting with all of you?
Yeah, I think that was, you know, a really major concern for the writers. They wanted to make sure that they were really legitimately explored this whole experience for him. So, you know, he does spend some time in the mental institution, and then I think under the sort of suggestion of his psychiatrist, he's able to spend some time outside but not have his medical license back.
Well, it's the pain pills or the license. He's going to have to figure out which one.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of choices to be made.
How do you like Dr. Cameron when you think of her and yourself?
You know, I think you kind of get sucked into your character a little bit when you're doing it every day. You start dressing the way they dress and you don't realize it. You know, just little subtle things. But, you know, she's definitely come a long way, I think, in the last 6 years, which I feel really happy about, because a lot of times on TV, I think you get stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. And, you know, she started out kind of more shy and reserved, and over the years has really come to sort of grow into herself. You know, I've been sort of calling it the second coming of age story. You know, it's like there's that early coming of age from your teenage years, but then there's that sort of 20s coming of age, and I feel like that's been the story of Dr. Cameron. So.
And House gets got like a new group of students somewhere in season 4 or whatever. And I thought we were going to see less of Dr. Cameron, but we don't. We see you quite a bit.
Well, I'm back in season 6 at the beginning. Yes, the old team's back together.
Speaking of the old gang, we have to mention Kal Penn, because when if you followed the news, you knew what a great supporter he was of then President-elect Obama. So it came out in real life that he was going to take this incredible associate director position in the White House for PR. This meant they were going to have to kill off his character on House. They chose a suicide, a very unlikely character suicide for his character on the show, blew fans away. What was it like when you found out in which way they were going to do that? I mean,
I think all of us were surprised at first, you know, because it's, I think, intentionally a shocking episode. You know, you don't see it coming as an audience member. Certainly we didn't either.
I mean, is there anything outside of acting that you could think of leaving the show prior to syndication? Let's talk about Kal Penn's priorities here for a second. That's pretty amazing. It's
really impressive. I mean, I love that he is really that he really did stand for his priorities. I think anybody could have been seduced into, oh my gosh, I'm on a hit TV show and I've got this great role and it's going so well. But I think he's always really been passionate about politics, and he really believes in what Obama stands for and what he wants to do. And I think he saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go and do what he's really passionate about.
Are you passionate about anything like that? Like,
I'm not passionate about anything. No, I'm kidding. Golf? I'm getting passionate about golf.
So I hear. What is this? Your boyfriend got you playing golf?
Yeah, he loves golf. He's obsessed with golf. And so I sort of started picking it up, and I'm terrible right now, but I'm working on it. The thing is...
It really is the greatest gift you can give your boyfriend by doing this, because now the trips and the things you guys can play golf together.
Right, exactly. We played golf in Cabo, and the most beautiful, you're playing golf and you're looking at the ocean, and so it sort of makes up for all the bad shots that I hit. But as long as you get a couple good shots, it sort of sucks you in. You're like, I want more.
Yeah, you hit that one good shot, just enough to come back the next day. Well, you do a great job on the show, John.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I'm so easy.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.